Fractions, continued number 1. Now consider the Fibonacci sequence, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, etc. How you get that sequence is you add the 1 and the 1 together to get 2, the 1 and the 2 together to get the 3, and the 3 and the 5 together to get 8, and so on. Now I'm going to represent this as a continued fraction. Now a continued fraction looks like this. We start with a number 1. We start with any number, but this particular pattern is a very simple one. 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over, etc. And we're going to look at the first part of this continued fraction, and we're just going to break it down, and something very interesting happens. So we're going to take this little bit in here, just that little bit in there, and have a bit of a look at that. Now we're going to call the first part of the continued fraction f1. So it's 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. Right, and that is equal to 1 plus a half, and change that to an improper fraction, that is just 3 over 2. Okay, 3 over 2. Let's go back to the Fibonacci sequence now. Have a little look. That's that bit there. See that? That's 3 over 2. Now continuing on, f2 is 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. And of course this 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 is f1. So we can replace that with just f1. So f2 is simply 1 plus 1 over f1. Now 1 over f1 is the reciprocal of 3 over 2, which is 2 over 3. And this becomes now, as an improper fraction, 5 over 3. Let's go back to our Fibonacci sequence now, and we can see that's 5 over 3. Alright? And of course, f3 is simply 1 plus 1 over f2. And f2 was 5 over 3, so it's 1 plus 3 over 5, the reciprocal, which is 8 over 5. And I think you can see then that is the next bit. That's 8 over 5, the next one along there. So the pattern continues in this way. It becomes, there's the 3 over 2, the 5 over 3, the 8 over 5, and the 13 over 8. And it just matches up with the Fibonacci sequence. Right, so this gives you the pattern for working out the Fibonacci sequence as a continued fraction.